So I want to talk about playing at different speeds within the same tempo. We've had a look at practicing with a metronome, we've set that to a tempo. I've talked about building up that tempo as you get more confident to be able to practice at a higher level, at a faster level, as your skills get better and better and better. Now, when I talk about different speeds here, I'm not talking about adjusting the metronome. We're going to keep one metronome setting, but we're going to play something I call transitions. So that's basically, I mean, switching between playing at a certain speed to playing double that speed or half that speed, and being able to switch seamlessly between the two different speeds. Now, if you've obviously watched the previous videos in this series, you'll be up to speed, up to tempo. See what I did with where we are at the minute. So you'll have been practicing with your metronome, and you'll be quite confident playing your notes cleanly and in time without all the strings ringing, and being able to keep up with the metronome at whatever speed you've reached. Doesn't matter what speed you've reached, it's whatever's comfortable for you. That will always improve in the future with practice. So it doesn't matter if you're at 60, 80, 180, makes no difference. So let's imagine you really enjoyed my last video. You're really motivated to get you picking up to speed and to get your technique good. You've called in sick from work for a week. You've locked yourself in your room. You've been practicing relentlessly with your metronome, and you've got faster and faster and faster until you're picking. It's got a little bit faster and faster and faster. Let's imagine that the last video, I think I left you at 80 beats per minute. Let's imagine you've worked your way all the way up to 150. So I'm set at 150 now. What would that sound like with the same picking exercise? Same economy of motion in my hand, same technique. We've just built it up a little bit quicker, and let's say that's a maximum that we can do at the minute without our hand hurting or without playing bad notes. So our max level at the minute is 150. So for this exercise, what I'd like you to do is whatever tempo that you're playing at now, halve it and set your metronome to half of whatever it is you're playing now. So in this example, I've started playing at 150. I'm going to halve that. Half of 150 is 75. So I'm going to change my metronome down to 75 from 150. Again, this is a free metronome on my phone, so all of you should have access to this. And what I'm going to do, it feels like a step backward, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the first 4 notes at 75 along with the beat, and after that I'm going to play the next 8 notes at double the speed, which would have been my 150. So my first 4 notes are going to be on the count, so they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my next notes are going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to alternate between 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to practice that method so that I can get used to playing a slower picking speed and combining it with a faster picking speed, all on the same metronome setting, using the same techniques. And I want to be hitting those the clicks on the metronome, so I want my timing to be right, and I don't want to be fluffing it. So let's have a look at what that's going to sound like when I play it along with a metronome. I was set at 150, I've halved it down to 75. If you were at 100, go down to 50. If you were at 200, go down to 100. So you're just going to go down to half whatever your original setting was. If you've been practicing at that faster speed, this will probably feel quite slow to begin with, and it might feel a bit strange when you change speeds. That's the idea. It's designed to catch you out so you can get used to changing speeds. So let's see if we can do this one. One, two, three, four, 1 and 2 and 3 and we're doing that, the first 4 notes, the 1, 2, 3, 4, they're clearly on the beat. With the next 8 notes, when I'm counting 1 and 2 and etc., every time I count a number, that's on the beat, just the same as the first notes. When I count an and, that's in the middle of the 2 beats. And by swapping between the half speed and the full speed, that gives us, it develops our skill in being able to keep time and also change our picking speed whilst we're doing it, which is something that's really, really important. And again, make sure that we're playing cleanly, we're not fluffing notes, and we're playing on time with the tick. Once you've got this exercise nailed, again, just like the other one, you can always increase the speed and see if you can build it up from there until you reach your new limit, your new level. But it's quite important to be able to realise that you can play more than one different speed on the same tempo and not get caught out in that transition, as I call it, when you're switching between the two. By the way, like the previous videos, I was using purely down picking technique on this one. In the next video, I'm going to have a look at a really quick look at alternate picking that you can have a go at. That's a thing on its own, actually, but it's worth me just throwing it out there because there's no harm in having a go at it. But forget about that for now. Just concentrate on switching the speeds within that metronome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 1, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and at whatever speed you're comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and using your metronome. Enjoy.